being equal. So the idea is that even overnight tonight, we're still going to have a big return flow out of the Gulf of Mexico, bringing a lot of that juice northward, fuel for the storms. And when that wind energy comes in and triggers them, they're going to be big, and they're going to be strong, and they're going to have a lot of potential to produce some wind damage. So here comes that fast core of winds there, right in here. Look how it moves out across the plains, and there it goes. And we're going to go all the way through Monday evening. This thing is still out here. We're going to have those very strong winds moving out of the south like that at upper levels. Also, you know what? If you just remember from the low-level wind flow, it's also going to be out of the south. Because of those winds are not changing direction much with height, they're changing speed, but not much direction. I think we're going to have a squall line, a line of big storms moving through with damaging winds and hail, the primary hazards. Can't rule out the possibility of a tornado. But look, as we go through this afternoon, there's the timestamp. There it goes. That's where it's all going to start. Watch out, Amarillo, Gage, Oklahoma, parts of southwestern Kansas. And there we go. This thing will probably evolve into a line as it rotates eastward. Look at this thing. I mean, tomorrow at lunchtime, are you kidding me? We will likely have a line of storms that goes through the morning hours, through the afternoon, and continues that way. So watch out, Little Rock during the afternoon, Springfield, Missouri, Memphis, everywhere in between, Shreveport, Louisiana. This line of storms mean business and will contain some tornado threat. Today, we've got torcons of 3, 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles. But then you know what? The torcon actually goes up tonight as that wind energy moves in. Torcon of 4, 40% chance of a tornado there. And that is likely going to continue on east beyond then. Guys, back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Dr. Postel. And it doesn't end there, because now we're looking at Monday and Tuesday, too. This is a long-term severe weather threat.
Yeah, which is why we're going to go overnight tonight, and then we're just going to carry that into your Monday as far as coverage goes. And it's the driving factor here, the jet stream dip. This little blip in the, it's more than a blip. This huge dip in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So what we have going on, this is going to be the driving force to move all this moisture and the system off to the east in the coming days.
Yeah, everything has an X factor in weather, right? And that's this one, for sure, is that upper level disturbance is very strong for this time of the year. This moist flow, you could draw these arrows most of the year down here. So it's really about that upper level disturbance.
It's not just that. We've got a low level jet in place, too. So you have the straight line winds. We're expecting a squall line to form. Dr. Greg Postel is just breaking that down with you. But then later tonight, we could see the winds in the atmosphere going in different directions, meaning that we could get some of that spin going, that rotation. We could see some isolated tornadoes. This is the risk area as we head into Monday.
Right, so you got St. Louis, Springfield, but this is such a big area that we actually have to extend the map down to the south and through parts of Louisiana as well. So, you know, spatially a large area, Houston involved, New Orleans involved, into parts of Alabama, Mississippi as well.
A lot of real estate here is going to be an issue, but then we're just going to go ahead and copy and paste that just a little farther to the east. As we head on into Tuesday, we have the risk of scattered thunderstorms. Some of these thunderstorms and heavy rain, although you may not see red on the map right now, don't minimize that threat. It's just because we haven't gotten within that time period to really hone in on that forecast and say this is where the storms will be strongest.
But it's not improving. That's a good point, because here's tomorrow, Houston and New Orleans and Shreveport and through Memphis. That shaded red area is your severe weather area, but also we have orange, which is just your garden variety thunderstorms. They'll be kind of flanking that severe weather area.
Right, and then we have a torcon value as well. So the torcon showing you that there's a 30% chance in East Texas of seeing a tornado. We have a 40% chance in portions of Arkansas, another 40% chance through Louisiana and on into Mississippi.
Yeah, and they don't take these numbers lightly, pretty high for this time of the year, and then we'll follow this in through Tuesday. Atlanta, where we're based, of course, Knoxville up into Charleston involved on Tuesday. So we'd like for you to stay with us on the air and on the phone as the severe weather outbreak develops. And there's an important note here, because sometimes we do show other shows here on the Weather Channel. So if you tune in and it's Fat Guys in the Woods or something like that, if there's severe weather in your area, you can go to the SD channel, and we have a local team here that breaks in.
Yeah, so if you're this afternoon, if you're saying, hey, it's storming pretty hard, go to your SD channel and check there. But here's the deal. SD, HD, all your channels, we have cut-ins going on through the afternoon. Through the overnight hours, we will be having continuous coverage to cover this severe weather threat as you sleep, if you wake up, to stay safe. In addition to those severe storms, we're expecting heavy rain to move in.
Yeah, we're going to talk about 3 to 5 inches of rain, could be flash flooding concerns. We'll be right back.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
This man has an accomplished research and analytical group at his disposal. But even more impressive is how he puts it to work for his clients.
Morning. Morning.
Thanks for meeting so early.
Oh, it's not a big deal at all. Come on in.
It's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
Put on your thinking caps. Evaporation rate equals 700 times the mean temperature divided by 100 minus the latitude plus 15 times temperature minus dew point temperature divided by 80 minus temperature times millimeters per day. So easy, Sam. A caveman could do it. Got it? Great. There it is.
That is amazing.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Low 77. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you miss tonight on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tonight at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Shopping online is as easy as it gets. Wouldn't it be great if hiring plumbers, carpenters, and even piano tuners were just as simple? Thanks to Angie's List, now it is. We've made hiring anyone from a handyman to a dog walker as simple as a few clicks. Buy their services directly at angieslist.com. No more calling around, no more hassles. Start shopping from a list of top-rated providers today.
Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. Visit angieslist.com today.
What does a 37 million horsepower launch feel like?
Experience it for yourself. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Meet real astronauts, see Space Shuttle Atlantis, and experience firsthand the future of America's space exploration.
Snack time!
On it.
Isn't this my breakfast cereal?
It's also a snack.
So it's snack reel.
Clever.
Your favorite cereals at any time of day. All at unbeatable Walmart prices. Guaranteed by Savings Catcher. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Well, I drove Grandpa to speed dating this week, so I should probably get the last roll.
Yeah, but I practiced my bassoon.
And I listened.
I can do this. Everyone deserves ooey gooey Pillsbury cinnamon rolls. Make the weekend pop.
Hey, welcome back to Weather Center Live. Looking a little foggy out in Nashville right now. Today, not so bad as far as the rainfall goes. We're going to be dealing with that more as we head into tomorrow, but obviously not a great start in Nashville. Nashville, a great town, though, so that's something. You can always go hang out at Tootsie's or something like that during the day. It's allowed. Let's talk about what's going on, though. A heavy rain threat, because obviously we're talking about severe weather, tornadoes, straight-line winds, hail, all that. But flash flooding could be a concern as well. Nashville, almost 5 inches of rain since the 1st of October, so we're only halfway through the month, and that's 4 inches above average. So now you've got the soil already saturated. That's a big part of flash flooding, is whether or not the soil has been saturated beforehand before that heavy rain moves in. So you've got the jet stream digging down here. The same ingredients for our severe weather, except this time we're focusing more on the moisture coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, and then our flood threat area is very similar to what we're seeing for our severe weather threat, all the way from East Texas in through the Carolinas, all the way up into Chicago. But the difference is the severe weather probably not going to make it all the way up into Chicago on the north side, but the heavy rain will. So tonight, severe thunderstorms through Oklahoma and through Dallas as well, and then as we progress this forward in through tomorrow, now you've got the parent low, if you will, and the heavier rain going to be on the north side of that. So here are your thunderstorms in through Nashville. Tomorrow night, most likely, is when Nashville sees the heaviest as far as the storms and as far as the rainfall. Continuing in through Tuesday, the bulk of that precipitation now into parts of Georgia, northern parts of Florida, but raining on the backside. This isn't a completely clean system, if that makes sense, meaning meaning when the line of thunderstorms come through, it's not like it's going to be sunny right behind it. We do have rain showers behind it, and particularly on the north side of this system. So as far as rainfall amounts, we're looking at a couple of inches, pretty widespread, 2 to 3 inches widespread, 1 to 2 over much of Florida and through the outer banks of the Carolinas as well. And then a bullseye here of 3 to 5 inches of rain is right here near Florida, the northern part of Florida here. So that's where the 3 to 5 inch bullseye will be concerned. The good news for them is they do deal with a lot of rain. It typically takes 8 or 9 inches of rain to cause flooding in these locations. Kate?
All right, Keith, we're going to go ahead and break down the next 7 days for you, but we first want to take a look at what's going on in New York City because it is gorgeous. Grab your sweater. It's a little on the cool side. Grab your hot cocoa and enjoy a nice little day in the city because it's pretty much perfect and winter's just around the corner. In fact, it is here, actually, in the Rockies. We've got winter weather advisories up in the west, so be aware of that. Now, this map may not show you the threat of severe weather, but that's because this is for today. Going into tonight, in the early morning hours of tomorrow is when our highest risk of severe weather starts to kick up. And then heading into tomorrow, you'll notice this red really highlighting this area from Illinois into Indiana and then down south, including places like Louisiana, East Texas, on into Mississippi, and even portions of Tennessee. All of Arkansas going to be under that risk of severe weather tomorrow. It's going to be damaging winds, isolated tornado, large hail, all possible. Heading into Tuesday, we continue with this rain pushing east, which means that we continue with the flash flood risk with some of these heavier downpours. In addition to that, you're going to be seeing potential severe weather again on Tuesday, but this map not quite showing it yet because we have to hone in as we get closer on where exactly we could see some of those stronger storms pop up. But I would not say you're out of the woods on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we continue with the heavy rain. It looks like the severe risk may be a little lower on Wednesday. Heading into Thursday, the Northeast, man, you're just getting socked in here, getting a lot of shower activity. New England, you are just not quitting. We are going to continue with the rainfall, but by Saturday, everybody should be pretty nice, Keith.
All right, thank you, Kate. It's a busy day for us in the tropics right now. We're following storms in 3 oceans, dangerous extreme conditions to millions of people. We'll take you around the world to find out what people in Bermuda, Japan, and India are facing as major storms bear down on each of those areas. And is he the guardian ghost of Pawleys Island in South Carolina, or just a myth? The gray man has been appearing since the 1800s to warn residents of devastating hurricanes. Hear this haunting story coming up at 10:40. I'm looking forward to that one. And it's Sunday, so we want to see your sunrise pictures. Take a picture of your sunrise, tell us where you are, and email us at sundaysunrise@weather.com, and we'll be showing them throughout the show. When we get a chance, we'll show you some of the best ones. We'll be right back.
I'm Angela, and I quit smoking with Chantix. People who know me to this day, they say, I never thought you would quit. You know, I really didn't either, but Chantix helped me do it.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
It gave me the power to overcome the urge to smoke.
Some people had changes in behavior, thinking or mood, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. If you notice any of these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away. Tell your doctor about any history of mental health problems, which could get worse while taking Chantix. Don't take Chantix if you've had a serious allergic or skin reaction to it. If you develop these, stop Chantix and see your doctor right away, as some can be life-threatening. Tell your doctor if you have a history of heart or blood vessel problems, or if you develop new or worse symptoms. Get medical help right away if you have symptoms of a heart attack or stroke. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. Common side effects include nausea, trouble sleeping, and unusual dreams.
I'm a non-smoker. That feels amazing.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America. I was out for a bike ride. I didn't think I'd have a heart attack, but I did. I'm Mike, and I'm very much alive. Now my doctor recommends a Bayer aspirin regimen to help prevent another heart attack.
Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Let's
Your weather geeky this morning. I'm going to kind of walk you through the life cycle steps of a tornado, including what first begins as a funnel cloud. As it gets organized, that funnel comes all the way down to the ground. You often then see debris.
Struggling with weight goes beyond willpower.
Am I full? Do I want more?
Have I had enough? Belviq may help. It's FDA approved for weight loss in adults who are overweight with at least one weight-related medical condition or obese. Belviq plus diet and exercise can help you lose weight and keep it off. It's unknown if Belviq is safe and effective with other weight loss products or changes your risk of heart problems, stroke, or death. Belviq activates receptors in the brain believed to help some people feel full and eat less. I've had enough. Don't take Belviq if you're pregnant or planning to be. Tell your doctor if you are depressed, have thoughts of suicide, or take medicines for depression, migraines, or colds, as they may cause life-threatening side effects with Belviq. Some people taking medicines like Belviq have had heart valve problems. Don't drive or use heavy machinery till you know how Belviq affects you. High doses may cause mental problems. Stop Belviq if you have prolonged erections or your breasts make milk or enlarge. Belviq may lower blood sugar or blood cell count. Common side effects include headache, dizziness, fatigue, nausea, dry mouth, constipation, back pain, and cough. Ask your doctor about Belviq. For 15 days free, call 800-978-6689 or go online.
499-6188 or go online to theactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
If you miss tonight on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tonight at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Low 77. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. Time now for your tropical update.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about, especially with Hudhud, that tropical cyclone making landfall overnight. And so far, we do have reports in of 5 deaths from India, but those are very initial reports.
Right. Could still stream on, unfortunately. Let's go over to Dr. Greg Postel, who's standing by in the lab with the latest on the tropics.
Yeah, guys, you know what? We had a tropical storm, a very strong one, move very close to home. In fact, Bermuda got raked by a tropical storm this morning. Port Bermuda, look at this video showing up there right now where the winds are probably gusting 30 to 40 plus miles per hour. But I'll tell you what, it was a lot worse than that earlier today. Right now on the satellite pictures I can show you here coming up in a second, that Bermuda, the weather's going to be getting better for you soon. There is Bermuda, and right now the winds are sustained 35, gusts to 49. But things will be improving as the system rapidly moves on off toward the northeast. Here's a radar picture. There is Bermuda now. There is the system moving away, but not before it did some significant damage to parts of Bermuda today. We know we had wind gusts over 80 miles per hour, and I have some pictures there from some of the damage that you can see. I'm going to call for these and show you that, you know, there is some not just tree damage, but also some structural damage there, and I think that's pretty widespread. And I want to bring in actually a good friend and our Senior Vice President of Global Forecasting Services here at the Weather Channel, Dr. Peter Neely, who's there vacationing on Bermuda right now and can tell us about what he experienced. Peter, good morning. Tell me what it was like.
Good morning, Dr. Postel. Yeah, I think this storm really caught the island off guard here right around dawn this morning. The winds really were picking up and were staying pretty close to hurricane strength, and I'm pretty sure it got quite a bit above hurricane strength here. And it was prepared for how close they came and how strong it was when it hit.
Yeah, you know, I think that's right. I mean, the actual track was a little bit to the west of where the forecast track was, perfectly within the error of reason, you know, but the idea is that this came a little bit closer and maybe brought some winds that people weren't expecting and created some damage. Have you seen some significant damage out there?
Yeah, lots and lots of trees down, including lots of trees that survived Fabian's direct hit, which really raked this island a decade or so ago. And lots of concrete roofs have been blown away. A lot of the buildings here in Bermuda use concrete roofs to catch rainwater to use as fresh water. And a lot of these have just been blown off, and the pieces of concrete have broken out windows and whatnot all around the area that I'm staying in.
My goodness. Is the weather getting any better there right now? It looks like on satellite it's moving away. Has it calmed down?
Well, certainly it's calmed down to where it was around dawn this morning. The very minute we're getting a squall and some rain and gusts coming through. It's probably 30 miles an hour sustained wind right now, and gusting maybe close to 50.
That sounds very, very kind of scary there for you this morning. Peter, thank you very much for joining us, and stay in touch and send us all the pictures you can, all right? All right, thanks very much. Peter Neely again here, our Senior Vice President of Global Forecasting Services on Bermuda this morning, experiencing that close encounter with Faye. And it was probably a lot worse than many expected, as he just said. Just goes to show you the power of even just a strong tropical storm. And I say just because, I mean, you know, imagine what a Cat 1 or Cat 2 would be like. So big deal out that way. Good news is the weather's improving fairly quickly. And there goes Faye. Look at this. It heads off quickly into the open Atlantic. Not a nuisance to really anyone, I don't think, but perhaps some shipping lanes. I'll talk much more about the tropics and actually some interesting stuff brewing in the Atlantic, guys. Stay tuned. Keith and Kate, back to you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Postel. Hey, let's do some Sunday sunrise, shall we?
Yes, because they're beautiful. We want to land this little nice, before we go to your local audience, on a nice note. Black Hawk, Colorado, you look gorgeous. Thank you, Lee, for sending this in. Beautiful sunrise there, nice colors.
It says 9,200 feet in elevation. That's pretty serious. And take a look at this from Grafton, West Virginia. Cindy Woodyard's got a beautiful view from her deck. That is nice. Those little fog at the low levels there.
Clouds. Ooh, nice blue sky above it. Beautiful morning. Our next picture comes to us from Rhode Island. Oh, look at the fishermen out there. This is beautiful, beautiful, Linda. Thank you.
This is a good time to catch fish. I used to be into this. You do like 4 or 5 in the morning. It's great.
Good time of day. We'll be right back.
There it is. This is where I met your grandpa. Right under this tree.
Some things are worth holding on to.
They're hugging the tree.
That's why we got a Subaru.
Was it that tree?
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
She's still the one for you, and Cialis for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment is right. Cialis is also the only daily ED tablet approved to treat symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
All right, we got one shot. Let's go twins right, 24 stretch.
24 stretch, all diamond.
Twins right, 24 stretch. All diamonds on touring.
When the game's on the line,
Hit them with a hard count. See if they'll tip their hand.
the NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
They're blitzing up the gut. Get out of the pocket.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
Show it off, America. Show off that belt you replaced. Show off the fuel pump, the oil change, the upgrade. You did it. There are a lot of places you can go to do it yourself, but there's only one place that can help you do it right: AutoZone. Because even the pros know parts are just part of what we do. We have the advice, the instructions, we even loan tools. So show it off, America. You did it right. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Hi. Are we still on for tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Quick look at the weather. Nice day. Beautiful tomorrow.
Tomorrow is full of promise.
We can come back tomorrow.
And we promise to keep it that way.
Driven to preserve the environment, CSX moves a ton of freight nearly 450 miles on 1 gallon of fuel.
What a day.
Can't wait till tomorrow.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
Monday on America's Morning Headquarters, going green sounds great, but can you do it and stay high tech? Gadget guru Jen Jolly shows us the tools we need to go eco and tech all the way. Monday, 7 a.m. on the biggest weather hour anywhere, America's Morning Headquarters on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, low 77. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
On AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Breaking right now, you're taking a live picture at the Eisenhower Tunnel near Denver. I-70 closed in both directions. You can see how the snow is on the roads. We told you there's a winter weather advisory in effect there right now, and you can see how much snow is on the ground. This believed to be the cause of an accident that actually has I-70 closed in both directions. Look at the snow coming down. Good news for the folks who want to ski. Not so good news for people who are trying to drive.
Yeah, so we do have that part of it, and that's kind of, a tale of two different things. We've got that going on, and then we have a huge severe weather threat that we'll be watching tonight and over the next couple of days. So all over the place as far as the weather goes. Here's the area that we're going to be watching for severe thunderstorms tonight across Texas and through parts of Oklahoma and through Missouri as well. And the timing on this in a lot of spots will be an overnight threat, which is always particularly dangerous. And Dallas is going to be one of those spots because you're looking at 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. when most normal human beings who don't work in television might be sleeping.
Yeah, you need to have your weather radio on. You have to have the Weather Channel on. We're going to be on through the night to get you through this, but there's a Torcon in 3 for the DFW Metroplex. That means a 30% chance of a tornado.
And we're going to continue to watch that. And thanks for staying with us here on Weather Center Live. By the way, I'm Keith Carson.
And I'm Kay Parker. Let's go ahead and get an in-depth analysis of today's threat with Dr. Greg Postel. He's in the lab.
Kate and Keith, thank you guys very much. That snow that you just saw in Colorado is actually the same system that will be bringing some of the severe weather to parts of the plains. It's all related that way. And that snow out there, you can see on the water vapor image, is this little swirly right out here moving just to the west of Denver, guys. There it is. That's a cold pocket aloft that's moving over that higher elevation and bringing the snow there. But kind of inside of that area, guys, there's a big dip in the jet stream out here, kind of shaped like that. That is going to be moving eastward over the next couple of days and introducing severe weather along the way. And it's going to be impacting a lot of people from the southern plains all the way to the south. Look at the water vapor imagery I put on the wind flow at about the jet stream level to show you, my goodness, 150 miles per hour at the jet stream level. There's a little core of energy out in there, right there. And that batch of winds is going to be rotating its way across the southern plains. And as it does, when it moves in, it's going to uncork the atmosphere and I think light up initially some thunderstorms out that way, probably late this afternoon. afternoon or tonight, and then that whole area is going to be moving eastward across the Mid-South over the next couple of days, bringing with it a lot of thunderstorms and potentially some high winds and hail, maybe even a tornado or two. Let's have a look at the forecast for today. This is outlined really from southern Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. This would again be probably late this afternoon or early evening was when we start to see things fire up. And it's going to take a while for the atmosphere to get kind of juiced up. In other words, the storms need energy, and they're going to take that from the low-level moisture that's coming northward out of the Gulf of Mexico. But that moisture is going to increase. The fuel for the storms is going to gradually build across this region later on this afternoon. Look at some of these dew points come up over the next several hours as we go through tonight and then tomorrow morning. Dallas, your dew point's about 70. Out near a dew point around 70 in Arkansas and maybe even in southern Missouri. So that's the fuel, the energy for the storms. They'll have plenty of that. And then what will kick it off is the arrival of this upper-level wind max, jet stream. The one that's kind of associated with the snow in Colorado now is coming this way, and there it goes. Look at that thing, Monday, 8 o'clock. So tomorrow night, we're going to have real strong winds aloft out of the south at the jet stream level like that, probably well over 100 miles per hour, maybe 150, kind of like what we're seeing now. And at low levels, we're going to have a wind out of the south kind of in the same direction. The fact that the winds are out of the same direction tells me that we're going to see more likely than anything else a long squall line moving across the area with lots of high winds in it. Maybe some rotating supercells in there and maybe a tornado threat as well. Can't rule that out. But let's start it off. Tonight, about 11 o'clock, there it goes across the high plains. Red River Valley of the South, Oklahoma City, Wichita, Kansas City, even down through parts of northeast Texas. It's going to go through the night. This is important, guys. It's going to not die out after midnight like so many thunderstorm complexes do. This one, because of those strong winds aloft, is going to keep going all night, going through the morning hours. And there we have tomorrow morning a line of thunderstorms, and inside that line, there may be some supercells, some little bows in there with enhanced damaging winds, and also the possibility of a few spin-ups inside of that. So we've got torcons of 3 today, and then tonight we've got torcons of 4, meaning a 40% chance of tornado within 50 miles of a point. Everything moves eastward from there, and Keith and Kate are going to talk about that right now. Keith.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Posto. We're going to track that threat eastward. We'll take you now to Atlanta, where it looks kind of hazy and showery. Some showers training up on Atlanta right now. This is well out ahead of the system, though, that we're going to be watching. So the severe weather for Atlanta not coming until Tuesday. So we'll watch that. But let's carry this threat forward, because Dr. Posto, with great analysis, obviously, over the next 24 to 36 hours, but it continues after that. The severe weather threat still has that X factor. The X factor is the dip in the jet stream, that strong upper-level disturbance in the moist flow coming in. You get moist flow and cold fronts all the time. It's all about how strong that part of the jet stream is. It's really digging down in here for this time of the year, and then you get a low-level jet involved, so you get some spin in there. Chance of tornadoes whenever you think about the storm rotating. So through tomorrow, what we're looking at here is a pretty large area, but I do want to point out that on the northwest side of this is rain and heavy rain. So Des Moines up through Minneapolis and eventually Chicago by tomorrow night, we're dealing with heavy rainfall, even though they won't deal with the severe weather. There will be severe weather here, though, in through Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and then on the kind of western side is Houston. That's probably happening late tonight, early tomorrow morning. So that's even more dangerous. We talked about that. The overnight threat is usually more dangerous. And here's your graphic for Tuesday. So there's Atlanta in play on Tuesday, Nashville as well, all the way up into Indy. All right, let's time this out for you for tomorrow. There's your threat area in the shaded red. And as we zoom on in, we can time out Houston. Again, I think a lot of that will be earlier in the day. We're going 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we're encompassing much of the day with the torque on a 3 out of 10. But again, most of that's probably earlier in the day. Now you head to the north, Shreveport, Louisiana, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. there. Torcon of 3 out of 10. Possible tornadoes, obviously. Large hail over 2-inch in diameter is a possibility. Crossover in through Tennessee and in through Memphis, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. A torcon of 3 out of 10 there. 30% chance of a tornado. We come back around here to Tuesday again. Atlanta, Knoxville, and to Charleston. We're going to be under the gun for that part of the week. Kate?
Okay, so it's a nice Sunday in New Orleans, at least right now. You've got the sun shining. You've got Bourbon Street now cleaned up. It was a little bit dirty from last night's activities. And I mentioned this before. If you go to New Orleans, it's a beautiful city. Just make sure you pick up after yourselves. No need to leave trash in the streets. Gorgeous spot. Here's what we've got going on with the rain threat. That may be a little bit more of a wet picture as we go into the coming days, because we do have the risk of seeing some very heavy downpours along with some of these stronger storms. And we could see it over an extended period of time. So the culprit, this dip in the jet stream, this lowering in the this basically little blip here is going to be what's going to cause some of this tropical moisture to push off to the east, and it's really going to cause some of this moisture in the atmosphere to just pour down at times. And that's when you're going to get those flooding concerns. So here's what we've got going on. Heavy rain possible through the early part of this week. Chicago, Kansas City, Memphis, Cincinnati, a lot of major cities here going to be under the gun for this flash flood risk. So you may be immediately drawn to the red on this map. You're looking at this and you're saying, tonight, this is where our severe risk lies. Yes, it's for the DFW Metroplex. It's for Oklahoma City. It's on up into Kansas. But the thing is, you're also going to be seeing flood concerns with this. We already have flood watches up in portions of Kansas. We're going to see all of this heavy rain scoot off toward the east tomorrow. So you're going to continue with that severe weather risk. You're going to continue with the flood risk, even heading into Tuesday. Very heavy downpours possible. So how much rain is possible? Well, some of these pinpointed spots could easily accumulate 3 to 5 inches of rain very quickly, causing roads to go underwater and causing some big problems, floods in streams and rivers. Keith.
All right, thank you, Kate. And hey, we want to remind you to stay with us on the air and on your phone as we cover this heavy rain threat as well as severe weather over the next couple of days. And we want you to remember that even if we're showing a program like Fat Guys in the Woods or something like that, you can see us on SD if there's severe weather in your area. So go to the SD channel and we'll be there. We'll be right back.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Low 77. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Behr Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
Over 12,000 financial advisors.
Good.
Nearly $800 billion in assets under care.
Let me just put this away.
How did Edward Jones get so big?
Could you teach our kids that trick?
By not acting that way.
Okay, last quarter.
It's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
Ring ring.
Progresso.
It's okay that your soup tastes like my homemade.
It's our slow-simmered vegetables and tender white meat chicken.
Apology accepted. I'm watching you, soup people.
Make it Progresso or make it yourself.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
I have the worst cold with this runny nose. I better take something.
Dayquil Cold and Flu doesn't treat your runny nose.
Seriously?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough fights your worst cold symptoms plus your runny nose.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Here at High Acres Fruit Farm, we love what we do, which is growing the crispiest, most delicious apples. And we just can't wait for you to try them. That's why we work with Walmart. They help us deliver only the freshest apples.
Picked by farmers, guaranteed by us.
put all the apps you love inside a car designed to connect you to a world of possibilities. The Connected Car by Volvo. Innovating for you.
I will embrace change. Everything life throws my way. Except for frown lines. Those I'm throwing back.
Olay Total Effects. Nourishing vitamins and 7 beautiful benefits in one for younger looking skin. So while your life may be ever changing, your beautiful skin will stay beautiful. Total Effects from Olay. Your best beautiful.
From coast to coast, in every state, people all across the nation are learning something new. That the best way to protect their cars, trucks, and SUVs is with WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle. Front, back, even up the sides. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMax. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma. Call toll-free 1-800-200-6120 or go to mesoonly.com. There's no obligation, so call toll-free at 1-800-200-6120.
Welcome back. We got to determine now who's having the worst weekend. We've talked about the best weekends across the country, but we got to get to our worst list. I have the unfortunate task of naming these cities. Number 5, I picked Oklahoma City. The reason why is that even though it's sunny, a little breezy out there today, you kind of have this glooming cloud of what you can expect later on this evening, and that's some severe weather, some damaging winds, possibly an isolated tornado, so big problem there. Topeka, Kansas, afternoon showers in your forecast. It looks like it's just going to be kind of one of those wet days, and you have thunderstorms again in the forecast later on tonight. How about Cookeville, Tennessee? May not look too shabby, but as you make those afternoon Sunday plans, you have to run the risk of seeing those thunderstorms. Now, somewhere that's a real mess for you this morning, take a look at this. Aspen, you need the snow. I know you want it, but you're under a winter weather advisory, and that's because you have snow in the forecast, and some of that coming down pretty hard because it is in the form of some thunderstorms. Maybe to see some thundersnow. Might be a possibility there. How about my number 1 pick, Eureka, Kansas. Now, this might be misleading because you're looking at this saying 68 and sunny. That looks pretty nice, but this is another one of our bullseye spots that has the risk of seeing some very strong storms later on today and is already under a flood watch, so any additional rainfall could mean some big problems, Keith.
All right, thank you, Kate, for that. Hey, every community has its legends and ghost stories, right? But the legend of the Gray Man on Pawleys Island, South Carolina, is special. He appears to warn of a hurricane, and his presence is eerie, as you'll see in tonight's episode of American Supernatural, only here on the Weather Channel.
Legend has it that in one tiny beach town, a dead man comes back to life when a storm rolls in.
The skies start getting darker, the winds start picking up, and it goes downhill very, very quickly.
And once the Gray Man arrives, one thing is for sure: destruction is soon to follow.
We know that his appearance means that it's time to leave.
His message is clear, and his presence is alarming.
I can't say the hair stood up on my head because I don't have any, but it did stand up on the back of my neck.
After haunting these shores for centuries, his story lives on in infamy.
Ever since the 1800s, the Gray Man has been on the lips of people in tandem with hurricanes in Pawleys Island.
American Supernatural, every Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
All right, well, joining me now is Legends expert Elizabeth Hunsinger and author of Ghosts of Georgetown and Waterline, books steeped in Carolina coastline's rich hurricane history. Elizabeth, thanks for joining us, and talk to me about how you first learned about the Gray Man.
Oh, my goodness. I've heard about the Gray Man my entire life. It's a legend that's older than any of us.
Okay, so now he shows up before hurricanes. This is the idea. What's the track record here? Has he always been followed by a hurricane?
He has appeared on the Pawleys Island beach before every major hurricane since way back in the 1800s.
So he's going back a bit there, and you have a rich hurricane history, some of it really spooky.
Oh, indeed.
Tell us about what visitors to South Carolina participate this time of the year. Obviously, you're thinking about Halloween. How do we tie this all together?
Well, this is hurricane season, and Halloween falls right toward the end of that season. We've had hurricanes which were in October before, major hurricanes, such as Hurricane Hazel. In 1954.
So you've kind of got the two things corresponding there. And real quickly, on on a fun note here, if the gray man shows up at the same beach as Jim Cantore, who's leaving first?
Whoever sees him is leaving first. The gray man will always be there.
The gray man will beat our Jim Cantore. Thank you very much, Elizabeth Hunsinger. And she has got those two books that we talked about there. And check it out tonight, American Supernatural. That airs at 10 p.m. Eastern, only here on the Weather Channel. That's the kind of creepy stuff that I'm really, really into this time of the year. So we're going to keep an eye on that, enjoy that, and keep in mind that we will have local severe coverage if you need it. We'll be on your SD channel there.
The perfect complement to any look is confidence. This week only at Men's Warehouse, select suits are on sale for just $179.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on just about everything else in the store. Confidence sold here, only at Men's Warehouse.
It's a brand new day. I'm gonna make a stand.
American Laser Skincare has redefined the laser hair removal experience. Faster, fewer treatments, clinically proven results. For value that you can count on, trust the laser skincare leader with over 12 million treatments performed. Get huge savings up to 75% off. Call 877-8-LASER-1 today. American Laser Skincare. Love what's looking back at you.
Tonight at 10. The Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets.
I saw something. I don't know how to explain it.
Every Sunday.
It's a story that's got a life of its own.
A new tale of weather legend.
It may have just looked like a storm, but they were dealing with something far worse.
American Supernatural. Tonight at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Low 77. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is our new turkey cranberry flatbread before we craft it into a sandwich. The amazingly tender roasted turkey, always raised without antibiotics. The zesty cranberry mostarda. The freshly baked flatbread. But here's what you don't always see. The care and attention that goes into it. Because what matters most is the simple, delicious ingredients that make up the whole delicious meal made just for you. And this is our turkey cranberry flatbread sandwich paired perfectly with our autumn squash soup. Only at Panera Bread.
Cool down with an iced coffee from Panera Bread.
Shake it, groove it. Sensitive bladder? Never miss a chance to dance. Introducing a revolution in bladder leak protection. New, always discreet. Up to 40% thinner for superior comfort. Absorbs 2 times more than you may need for dance all you want protection. No wonder more women already prefer new always discreet pads over poise. New Always Discreet. Now bladder leaks can feel like no big deal. Because, hey, she happens. Curious? Visit alwaysdiscreet.com.
Lowe's presents how to install a new washing machine with one finger.
Maybe a little more that way.
Nice.
Now get 10 to 25% off all major appliances $3.99 and above.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
Hey, what's up? How's it going? What are you doing? I can't believe you're watching this without me. We agreed we'd catch up on everything tonight. If I did this to you, you'd murder me in my sleep. You know what? Just watch it by yourself. I can't not know when I know that you know.
The latest episodes of the Top 100 shows are preloaded and ready to watch with Xfinity On Demand. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Now with the Xfinity TV Go app, you can watch live TV anytime. It's never been easier with so many networks all in one place. Get live TV whenever you want. The Xfinity TV Go app. Now with live TV on the go. Enjoy over Wi-Fi or on Verizon Wireless 4G LTE. Plus, now you get up to a $100 prepaid card when you purchase any new Verizon Wireless smartphone or tablet from Comcast. Visit Comcast.com/wireless to learn more.
Your headlights in just seconds. The last time you'll have to restore your headlights. Call 1-800-709-2281. Order now.
If you miss Tonight on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tonight at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Hey, it's busy in the tropics right now.
Oh, very, very busy. In fact, we need to go ahead and check in with what's going on in the lab because Dr. Greg Postel is there with updates on a lot of different large storms.
I know, Kate and Keith, it's really busy all of a sudden. And let's have a look at Bermuda because they got hammered by a tropical storm just a few hours ago. And right now, there is a picture from Port Bermuda showing you the palm trees swaying in the wind. This is live. Right now, the winds aren't real strong. I mean, 30 to 40 in gusts, but they were a lot stronger than that earlier today. Let's look at the latest picture here from Bermuda on the satellite picture. There is Tropical Storm Faye. It's a large cluster of real windy thunderstorms moving generally away from Bermuda fairly quickly, but notice still we have the winds there, 35, gust to 49 miles per hour. Let me show you on the radar here quickly where Bermuda is, and they got one last, looks like a band of showers moving through with probably some gusty winds. That's getting through them right now, but the core of the storm is actually way out over here, over, let's see, about 100 miles away and moving away quickly. But again, not before it did some significant damage on Bermuda. We have some pictures, guys. You got to see this. These were taken from Dr. Peter Neely. He's our Senior Vice President of Global Forecasting Services, who's actually vacationing on Bermuda. Look at these pictures. Trees down. It's not just trees. We know there's a lot of power outages, but there's also some structural damage, too. You know, this is pretty remarkable stuff. We do know wind gusted over 80 miles per hour at Hamilton. 83 is the highest I saw, and there's some unofficial reports of gusts even higher than that. So you can imagine wind gusts 80 to 100 miles an hour can do significant damage, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Look at this video. I mean, this is what Peter was shooting earlier this morning. A good thing he wasn't facing the wind because that might have broken the wind. But from left to right, look at that wind flying through there. My goodness. So this is what Bermuda woke up to. And I think a lot of them were surprised at how bad it was for them. You know, we had Tropical Storm Faye moving close by. We knew that. But the question is how close. And it's important not to focus on the cone or the center of the cone in the forecast for a tropical cyclone because they often extend their impacts pretty far away from that. And this is just one of those cases where, yeah, maybe it turned out that it moved a little bit farther to the west than the forecasts say, but not by much. It was a pretty good forecast. And obviously it's bad winds and bad weather extended away from the center of the track. So again, keep in mind that tropical systems extend their influences far away from where the center is. So there it goes. Faye is taken off now over the Atlantic. Goodbye to Bermuda and probably goodbye to pretty much everybody. Maybe some shipping lanes will be impacted by that. I want to take a quick look now at Invest 90L, getting right here pretty close to parts of the Lesser Antilles. This thing on the satellite, guys, looks suspicious to me, like it could be moving beyond just the invest stage pretty soon. The winds aren't really stronger than they would be at any other time of day there in the Antilles yet. but they may be as this thing heads that way. And look at it. It's got that unmistakable swirly to it. I mean, there's low pressure there. There's some big storms that have been hanging out, those bright whites. Consistently, they've been doing that near the low pressure, we think. So I would not be surprised to see this thing classified higher than Invest. Maybe a depression soon, and maybe a tropical storm not that far after that. Hurricane Center rightfully has a 70% chance of this thing developing further on its way that way. Question is, what happens thereafter? Well, let's look at midweek, guys. I plotted the jet stream positions from the different global models. There's the Euros, jet stream midweek. GFS is in there, the Navy, the UK Med. I got a whole lot of them in there. And the thinking is that there will be a significant dip in the jet stream next week with a wind aloft doing that. Enough so that when 90L or whatever becomes of it goes this way, it'll probably get hooked up with that and turn out to sea. But you know what? Watch out, Bermuda. Guys, it could be Bermuda time again, and maybe even interest in the Bahamas. Stay tuned closely to the progress of Invest 90L. Kate and Keith, back to you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Postel. We're here with the next team, Kyla and Reynolds Wolf. Going to take over at 11. What do you guys got planned?
Oh, well, man. Severe weather is on tap. We're going to talk to the National Weather Service in Norman, Oklahoma, and get on top of what they're doing to warn people.
At the same time, watching the tropics, still very active there, and it's going to be a busy time. As we round out the weekend and get you started on the work week ahead, we've got basically a full plate.
Full plate all morning long. We're going to be continuing this coverage overnight. Reynolds and I back with you 3 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah,
Can you believe it?
That's something. And, of course, Dr. Postel is going to be with you guys as well, right, talking about the severe weather. He's a busy man next couple of days.
Yeah, the tropics,
We're keeping you updated, keeping you safe.
Stay with us.
Sit tight.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Low 77. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Now on Weather Center Live, rocking and rolling this Sunday with a nasty end to your weekend. The areas where you may need to take cover as we track hail, damaging wind, and even tornadoes.
But there's more. You know, the story is not just on land, but also what's going on out at sea that really has our focus. The impacts being seen today with Hud Hud and Bong Fong both on the move.
And let us help you get where you're going. It may not be dangerous weather, but rain could make your drive home from the weekend a nasty one. Weather Center Live starts right now. Welcome you into Weather Center Live. I'm Kyla Grogan, and I get to be with Reynolds Wolf today. We don't see him usually on the weekend.
That's right. I am Reynolds Wolf. She already gave you the thumbs up, and we've got a lot of things going on the show today. As you watch, we'd also like you to kind of share a little bit. Send us some pictures of what your weekend looks like. Hashtag your weekend.
Yeah, so get those pictures rolling. And for many of you, hashtag your weekend may mean getting ready for tonight's severe weather. Unfortunately, a lot of people are going to have to be doing that.
You know, you're right about that. I mean, there's going to be a big bullseye around parts of the country that will be affecting millions of people, not just for today, but we could see this spilling over into even Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
So several days of watching severe weather breakout could be very tumultuous, to say the least.
So right now things are relatively calm, but that will not be the case later this evening. Take a live look at St. Louis there on your left side of your screen and Oklahoma City on the right. And these are two places that we're keeping a very close eye on as storms develop through the evening. And you can see very foggy and kind of gray already there in St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis gives you an idea of what we're seeing there, and then it's going to come to the other side of the screen too. You know what I'm thinking? I think we need an expert.
We do, and you know what? You're in the right place for that.
That's right. Let's go to Dr. Greg Postel. He's in the lab. Dr. Greg, looks like things are going to get very busy as we make our way into the afternoon hours.
Yeah, Reynolds and Kyla, we're all experts, and it's great to be in company with you as well. And, you know, let's have a look at the water vapor imagery, because what we've got out there is pretty unmistakable on this kind of satellite picture. It's showing us the motions at high altitudes. And I'll tell you what, there are a lot of motions at high altitudes out here. You can see there's a big dip in the jet stream right out there. And when you have those, they bring big weather, and this one's going to do just that. There's a cold pocket aloft in the center of that dip in the jet stream, which is actually moving through parts of Colorado, bringing some snow there. And actually, look down here. See these little squiggles in the those little colors of pink? Those are some storms already beginning to fire up a little bit across parts of East Texas. Right now, those are not severe, but watch out later on today as the big kahuna, the strong core of winds inside of that jet stream, rolls out across the plains and uncorks it and allows thunderstorms to flare up across this very region of the southern plains. I think most of the afternoon will be pretty quiet out here. It's not going to be till later because it's going to take a while for that strong wind batch to arrive. And when it does, it's going to, like peeling open a can of worms, unleash some thunderstorms across the region. And by the time it does, the atmosphere will be a lot more moist than it is now. Look, tomorrow morning, the dew points will be near 70 across this region. Right now, they're only in the 50s. So the storms will have a lot of energy to work with by the time this wind maximum, this jet core moves through. And there it goes. Look at this thing. My goodness. Tomorrow evening, oh, this is a U-shaped return here. So what we're looking at is a very potent dip in the jet stream with very fast winds. But there's an interesting feature here. Notice the shape of this. So the winds aloft will be doing that, and the winds near the ground will probably be pointing pretty much out of the same direction. Though the winds will be very fast aloft, the lack of direction change there suggests to me we'll see primarily squall line activity, a line of thunderstorms that will have within it perhaps some supercells, maybe some big hailers, and some very high winds and the possibility of some tornadoes inside of that line. Look, so here we go. This is tomorrow lunchtime. The whole thing starts tonight, but goes throughout the night. It doesn't weaken overnight. It continues on its merry way. And unfortunately, inside of this, there will be areas that will have enhanced damaging wind potential as these lines, individual segments probably will bow out. There may even be some supercells in that line all the way through parts of Texas. This is a big deal. It's going to have all kinds of hazards. We have a Torcon of 3 today, 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a point. I think it really comes in tonight, though, where our Torcons go up in eastern Oklahoma to 40% chance there of a tornado. So Reynolds and Kyla, back to you guys. You're going to carry this forward through the next couple of days.
Yeah, we certainly are. Thank you, Dr. Postel. So tomorrow, the storm threat will really pick up for people in the heartland.
Yeah, and to give us a better idea of what we can expect, let's go now to Kevin Brown. He's with the National Weather Service in Norman, Oklahoma, our man in the heartland. He joins us now on the phone. Kevin, thanks so much for spending some time with us. And straight to the point, what kind of weather should people in the region be preparing for exactly?
Well, folks across Oklahoma should be prepared for actually a pretty nice day for a majority of the day. Storms will be forming out across far western Oklahoma this evening, moving into central parts of Oklahoma, affecting the metro area of Oklahoma City toward and maybe after midnight. And during the late evening and overnight hours, southeast Oklahoma, that's where we may see the strongest storms and the most highest potential for damaging winds. But everybody across Oklahoma needs to pay close attention to the media, TV, radio, and also keep tabs that their weather radios are working, because it could be a long late evening and overnight period with strong and severe thunderstorms.
So, Kevin, you've been analyzing the system just like Dr. Postel is. What do you see that stands out about this one for a mid-October system?
For mid-October, September and October are actually our secondary severe weather season for the southern plains. This particular storm is very strong for this time of year coming out of the Rockies. So the wind fields are going to be at a high level, and they're going to be strong. And any storm that forms across Oklahoma and areas east and south of here are going to have the potential for some damaging winds, hail, and the tornado threat is not zero. But it looks like the higher tornado threat is going to be far southeast Oklahoma into the Arklatex.
All right, Kevin, what's the last heads-up word you'd give to the people that are tuning in across America? You've already told us about the specific threat in terms of tornadoes or winds and also how you're getting the word out. What would you want people to know about this?
They just need to pay attention to the weather. Although it's going to be a nice day for most areas during the day today, a nice fall weather. Actually, when it turns dark tonight, that's when the severe weather threat is going to go up. So don't let your guard down. Have a weather radio and stay tuned to other sources of weather information.
Wise words from Kevin Brown of the National Weather Service. Thanks so much, Kevin.
Yeah, we appreciate the work you guys do. Hey, we're going to be on top of any developments with today's severe weather. You can find coverage right here on the Weather Channel all day and all night. Remember, you can always get the latest weather updates online at weather.com and also from your mobile device with the Weather Channel app.
All right,
we'll
guys.
Be right back.
Sit tight. Busy times.
Awesome. I've been Claritin Clear for 8 days.
At the first sign of your allergies, doctors recommend taking one Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief.
21 days. 14 days of continuous relief.
Live Claritin Clear every day.
For the year. Hi, sorry, just want to say I bundled home and auto with State Farm, saved $760. Love this guy. So sorry.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Savings worth talking about. State Farm.
There are 2 reasons why I need to keep an eye on my health. That's why I take Metabiotic, a daily probiotic.
With 70% of your immune system in your gut, new Multi-Health Metabiotic with Bioactive 12 helps maintain digestive balance and is proven to help support a healthy immune system.
I take care of myself so I can take care of them.
Experience the Meta Effect with our new Multi-Health Wellness line and see how one small change can lead to good things.
You're going to want to watch 7 a.m. on AMHQ.
This is a big weather morning.
The biggest weather hour anywhere. What you watch in the morning matters.
Is your weather geeky this morning?
Make AMHQ your morning show. America's morning headquarters. Weekday mornings starting live at 7 Eastern on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under fair skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Low 77. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you miss tonight on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tonight at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hankook Tires.
Hankook Tire. Be one with the road, no matter the conditions.
It has been said that beauty is found within, that what's on the inside is what really counts. Agreed. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. During the Jeep Celebration event, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $359 a month.
You know what my business philosophy is, Reynolds?
No, not exactly.
To attain success, I must project success. That's why we use FedEx One Rate.
They're flat rate shipping.
Exactly. It makes us look top-notch, but we know it's affordable. Honey, haven't I asked you to please
We
use
don't
the
have a reception entrance.
Ship a pack via FedEx Express Saver for as low as $7.50.
Welcome back back to Weather Center Live. You're taking a live look at Indianapolis. Temperature about 54 degrees. We'll get into those mid-60s today, but watch out. We do have storms on the way. I love Indianapolis. I was there for a couple of weekends, have some good friends who live there, and it's a beautiful place. And it looks like today you're going to do just fine, but get ready because we have a very heavy rain threat coming your way early in the week. So if you do have to get out and get some things done, today's a great day to do it because as we take a look at the next 5 days, you can see those 60s with a mix of sun and clouds today. We really warm up on Monday, but then here come the storms. Some of them potentially could be severe, and they're with us right through midweek. It will start to ramp down the severity of these storms. Temperatures will also start to pull back down. Here's what's happening. Big dip in the jet stream, and it's going to move on over and start tracking towards the east as well. All of that cold air is meeting up with all of that warm tropical moisture. Those two air masses get together, and it's a problem. They don't get along well, and that's when we get stormy weather. So this is Monday. Take a look at the dew points. When your dew points get near your temperatures, and in St. Louis, you'll be in the 60s. That's when we start to see that stormy weather. All the moisture is in the air. You can see that warm, moist flow coming in from the Gulf, coming in from the Atlantic. So tomorrow, you are in the potential area for severe storms, as is St. Louis and Springfield, Missouri. And you can see Cincinnati is kind of knocking on your door, too. It's going to be a stormy run right into our Monday night, so it could be a dangerous rush hour as well in the areas that you see there in red. So it's very important to have a way to get your watches and warnings. Make sure that alert on your phone is turned on so you know if it's rolling right down your neighborhood street. Heavy thunderstorms on Tuesday as well. You don't see any red on the map, so we'll start to see that severity ramp down. But boy, in its wake, check it out. Pockets of 3 to 5 inches of rain in parts of Wisconsin, right down into Iowa. Most of us were looking more at that 2 to 3 inch range. Say if you're in St. Louis, if you're in Cincinnati, probably more like a 1 to 2 inch range. But some dangerous weather coming your way. And Monday afternoon is when things kick off for those of you in Chicago. Temperatures in the 60s. Reynolds.
All right, thanks so much, Kyla. Well, it is not Hammer time. It is not Miller time. It is time to check out the cool views that we're seeing thanks to the weather. Let's start off with Seattle, where folks outside Seattle might not have believed their eyes if they saw this yesterday. We're talking about a waterspout off the coast of Anderson Island. This is just south of Seattle. Now, it did prompt the first tornado warning from the National Weather Service since, well, can you believe, in 17 years for the area. The last one was back in 1997. This was just afternoon yesterday. The waterspout lasted, just a few minutes, then reached land. Actually, never reached land. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, check this out, Kyla. It's amazing. See the time-lapse video?
Look at that. I love time-lapse videos. I swear we could make a show of just time-lapse videos, and I'd sit and watch it.
You know what it does? It makes you take time to watch and enjoy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just basically Mississippi fog that's moving right above the Mississippi River. This is what happens when you have the warmer water that flows right over parts of cooler air. And I'll tell you, it's pretty compelling to see. It's a beautiful thing, and the temperature was right near the freezing mark yesterday morning. And then finally, we got this. Like creepy pictures?
I do like creepy pictures. I tweeted this yesterday. What does it look like? A crazy pumpkin.
It is a crazy pumpkin.
It's the sun.
Oh my gosh. Well, the sun is getting into the Halloween spirit. This is actually the NASA picture. You and NASA have a thing happening?
Well, you know, I do like Reed Wiseman, that astronaut, and his pictures. They're pretty fancy.
Isn't he a cool dude? Well, he sees great shots like this all the time. This is one of thousands of images that were taken in a single day and then filtered according to wavelength. The brighter regions show the intense magnetic activity. And yes, we see the jack-o'-lantern.
That is cool.
Yeah, good
That's
times.
a cool one. It's in the season, the sunshine. Right. Well, hurricane season is nearly over, but we can't drop our guard quite yet.
Very true.
In fact, we're watching a lot of activity picking up in the Atlantic. Our storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel, is standing by to tell us what we can expect in the coming week.
That's right. And storm chaser Josh Morgerman is in Japan. He's sharing with us some of the powerful images that he's seen just over the last several days.
You're finally here. Long way from the Sandlot. First game in the majors? You don't know ARP because this family is enjoying a cross-country baseball stadium trip they planned online at AARP Travel. It's where your journey begins with inspiration, planning, booking, and hot travel tips from real pros. If you don't think seize the trip when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Find more surprising possibilities and get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Behr Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
This is Kathleen. Setting up the perfect wedding day begins with her arthritis pain and 2 pills. Afternoon arrives and feeling good, but her knee pain returns. That's 2 more pills. The evening's event brings laughter, joy, and more pain. When Jamie says,
"What's that, like 6 pills today?"
Yeah.
I can take 2 Aleve for all-day relief.
Really?
And that's it.
this is Kathleen.
For my arthritis pain, I now choose Aleve.
Get all-day arthritis pain relief with an easy open cap.
Put on your thinking caps. Evaporation rate equals 700 times the mean temperature divided by 100 minus the latitude plus 15 times temperature minus dew point temperature divided by 80 minus temperature times mil.
You're driving along, having a perfectly nice day, when out of nowhere a pickup truck slams into your brand new car. 1 second it wasn't there, and the next second, boom, you had your first accident. Now you have to make your first claim. So you talk to your insurance company, and boom, you're blindsided for a second time. They won't give you enough money to replace your brand new car. Don't those people know you're already shaken up?
Liberty Mutual's new car replacement will pay for the entire value of your car, plus depreciation. Call 1-888-731-2166. And for drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. Switch to Liberty Mutual Insurance and you could save up to $423. Call Liberty Mutual for a free quote today at 1-888-731-2166. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
And no interest for 12 months. So call 888-4CHAMPION today, because every home needs a champion.
If you miss Tonight on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tonight at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under fair skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Low 77. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Brutal stuff, folks. That video came in to us from a viewer in Okinawa as Typhoon Vongfong crossed over late Saturday night. We're talking Japan time. So why are we still speaking about this today? It's a huge storm. And depending on where you happen to be in Japan, your experience this weekend was very different in different places. Now, we're going to show you some video in a moment from 2 different storm chasers we work with in typhoons like this. And they really offer 2 different perspectives. First up, James Reynolds. He's in Okinawa. And you've got Kadena Air Force Base right here in this area. And then you make your way over towards Josh Morganman. And he is in Kagoshima. And Kagoshima is right over here. So it's interesting. This is all part of an island chain, volcanic islands. Basically what happens in parts of the Pacific. It's certainly in Hawaii, certainly the case here is where you have tectonic plates, they move. You've got very hot magma that surges through the ocean's bottom. And then as we make our way through millions of years, you have these islands that form. And that's where it really has been the epicenter of some just incredible activity we've seen in terms of these tropical weather in the Pacific. Now, Vong Phong first, that has been affected by, again, some of the strong storms. But in Okinawa, it has just been this surge of wind that's been piling the water up. You see it right there on the coral formations. It has been brutal at the Air Force Base. You can see that at times almost whiteout conditions. Now, where you have the high buildings in the residential areas and in the downtown areas, the wind sometimes intensifies, like a wind tunnel effect, if you will. You can see the trees that are swaying. Got to tell you, though, when you think of these islands, back in World War II, they were almost like a fortress just by the coral formations and by the volcanic rock formations. Same rule applies now when it comes to tropical weather. These islands can and often do take quite a beating in terms of the tropical weather, and they've been able to withstand quite differently. Meanwhile, as we make our way a bit more to the north in, well, Josh Morgan's area, the conditions there were very, very different. And we're going to have more on that coming up in just a few moments, I believe. Okay, Kyle, I guess we're tossing it back to you.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Reynolds. Well, Vong Phong has been downgraded to a tropical storm, but its impact on Japan still being felt. Heavy rain is now the main threat across Japan. Our storm chaser Josh Morgan shared with us some more powerful images of the storm.
So I'm in Kagoshima, which is in the southern tip of the Japan mainland, and we're waiting for Typhoon Vong Phong, which is on the way here. It's actually accelerating toward the city as I speak. The center is about 9 to 12 hours away from us. But even so, during the day, we saw a lot of effects from the storm. The main thing we saw, the sea became very activated. It just turned gray, and with these big angry swells smashing up onto the shoreline and onto the roads and flooding low-lying areas. And also very heavy winds were buffeting the coast. We saw down lampposts and things like that. Residents are mostly taking it in stride, but we did see some people boarding up windows and taking other sort of like protective measures to get ready for this storm, because there has been a lot of advanced billing on it because of how strong it was at one point while it was out in the Pacific. So the storm is going to be coming toward us, and we're expecting, like I said, the worst conditions probably around 9 a.m. tomorrow. The center of this storm, judging from all the computer models, is probably going to pass right over the city or very close, and we'll be keeping you up to date on what's going on. I'm Josh Morgan reporting for the Weather Channel.
Thank you, Josh. Well, Vong Phong is still considered a threat and expected to make landfall in Kyushu province in Japan this evening. Authorities have told 150,000 people to evacuate. Let's head over to Reynolds now. We're going to take a look at your tropical update.
You know, it is really amazing to watch nature really flex its muscles in terms of the tropics, because we're seeing some of the largest storms on the planet that are just sweeping through parts of the Pacific and back into the Atlantic. We're watching Tropical Storm Faye that is moving up and away, but still affecting parts of Bermuda. And then we're watching Invest 90L, and then in the Pacific, one of those systems we're watching is Invest 91E. Pacific, surprisingly, has been a hotbed in terms of the tropical activity, in terms of development. We're taking a look at Faye, though, quickly. Winds of 70 miles per hour. The pressure's at 986 millibars, moving northeast at 24 miles an hour. It's going to accelerate, lift up and away from Bermuda. Bermuda, though, at this point, still getting gusts around 40, 50 miles per hour. And we expect this to continue. It's jog a bit more to the east, and then eventually getting some cooler water. By the time Tuesday comes around, winds of 45 miles an hour, and then should become part of history. Meanwhile, we're watching Invest 90L, winds of 35, pressure at 1,009 millibars. From 8 o'clock this morning, we're going to show you what to expect. What we anticipate with this system is that it's going to, if you take a look at these models, the various models referred to as spaghetti models, they're basically in agreement that it is going to take a bit more of a jog to the northeast, or rather northwest, and then go northeast, possibly making its way up towards Bermuda once again. So Bermuda could be affected with the 1-2 punch of two tropical systems. As you wrap it up, take a look at this. Hud still in the Indian Ocean, making its way on shore, bringing with it winds of 120 miles per hour. Brutal times. Got more on these strip systems coming up in a few moments. Sit tight.
Remember the invite? Remember to make reservations?
Absolutely.
Tickets? Remember where we park?
Absolutely.
The generously appointed Lexus ES and ES Hybrid with leading-edge connectivity. Unforgettable.
This is Gordon.
Downtown for a sales call. West Side for a presentation. Meeting after meeting after meeting. That's why Gordon stops at Exxon and Mobil for fuels that help his engine run cleaner, smoother, and with better fuel economy. So he can make it to the meeting that matters most. Gordon is energy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
A party?
Hi, I'm new Ensure Active Clear Protein Drink.
Clear, huh? My nutritional standards are high.
I'm not juice or fancy water. I've got 8 grams of protein.
Twist my lid. That's 3 times more than me.
17 vitamins and minerals.
And 0 fat.
You'll bring a lot to the party.
Yay! New Ensure Active Clear Protein. 8 grams protein, 0 fat, 17 vitamins and minerals. And delicious blueberry pomegranate and mixed fruit. Take life in.
Don't disguise bad odors. Continuously neutralize them with Glad with Febreze.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Blah, blah, insurance. Person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. 6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you get to a better state.
She's still the one for you. And Cialis for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment is right. Cialis is also the only daily ED tablet approved to treat symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
Let's get weather geeky this morning. I'm going to kind of walk you through the life cycle steps of a tornado, including what first begins as a funnel cloud. As it gets organized, that funnel comes all the way down to the ground. You often then see debris. Look at the shape it takes on, very cylindrical. Then gradually dissipates. Crazy stuff.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under fair skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Low 77. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Today at noon on the Weather Channel.
Hey, you. Welcome back into Weather Center Live. We got 2 big stories that are dominating the weather forecast this Sunday.
Yeah, one of them is kind of dangerous, everybody. Yes. We have a severe weather threat, and the dangers we are tracking across the tropics, too, something to talk about.
Indeed. Let's take a look at today's Torcon threat, basically a measurement of tornadic possibility. You'll notice, Kyle, we're talking about a big area that stretches through really the heart of the Central Plains.
Right, and when we see that 3 out of 10 on the Torcon, it means about a 30% chance of a tornado. So our experts are kind of taking a look at the conditions. Very favorable today, so we want to make sure everybody is paying attention.
Absolutely. Got to keep a sharp eye on the number, too, because sometimes it fluctuates. If it appears that the threat is going to drop, they'll drop the number. If it looks like it's going to be increasing and stable, it's the upswing.
Exactly. So to give you an idea of what this all means for your day and your week as you get started on Monday, we're going to head over to the lab.
That's right. Dr. Greg Postell is there. He's ready to break down all the possibilities for us today. Greg, take it away.
Reynolds and Kyler, thank you guys very much. I love looking at the satellite pictures because they can oftentimes tell us the story in front of our
our eyes without really having to say much. Let's look at the water vapor imagery showing you the motions at high altitudes in the atmosphere. Look at this. These cloud elements, these water vapor elements are moving like that, showing you a dip in the jet stream right here, right now in place. And you know when we have those, that can oftentimes bring big weather. This one will do just that, I think, beginning later on this afternoon and evening across the high plains of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. I put on the wind flow here as well to show you exactly what it looks like, and that inside of that dip in the jet stream right here, we have winds over 150 miles per hour in this what's called jet max, this core of really, really fast winds. And when that thing comes out over the southern plains, it's going to uncork the atmosphere, allow some lift to take place, essentially triggering the thunderstorms, I think, late this evening or tonight, right out here, guys. Primary hazards today, primary risks for those storms would be high winds and large hail. Tornado is possible, but not so high on the likely scale. We have torcons of 3 out there, 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a point. Of course, it's non-zero, so you got to pay attention to it as well. One of the reasons why the storms are going to get real big and strong is because of this moisture return flow that we're going to see, bringing more energy at low levels for those storms to grow strong. Let's start at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Look at some of these dew points and how they creep up during the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. That moisture transport, pretty strong out of the south, is going to humidify the lower atmosphere here. And when that high altitude wind energy moves in from the west, boom, we're going to have it all develop, and it's going to happen pretty quickly. And it's going to hold together well after dark, well after midnight, all the way basically continuously through tonight, tomorrow, and probably even tomorrow night. Monday evening, we have the jet stream shape like that. Winds aloft will be like that.